Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a scenario where Pennsylvania makes an empire. So I'm working on all these states ones. I currently have Arizona as one, Maryland as one. I'm going. I have a lot to do. So let's go ahead and begin the Pennsylvanian Empire as they declare war on Delaware, by far their weakest neighbor, and easily push in and capture the newly found country. With that, they annex the entirety of Delaware, and yeah, I don't know what you expected here. Pennsylvania just got a good amount of coastal access and is ready to expand some more. Now, what are their options here? They border New York, a very powerful country. Ohio, pretty powerful. West Virginia, not so powerful. Maryland, okay, and New Jersey, okay. So they're gonna go ahead and declare war on West Virginia. And quickly, Ohioan troops are going to push into the north of the country. And once again, we can't really know exactly what relations are going to be like in this world, as in real life, states aren't independent. But let's go and assume that no other country is going to be joining into the aid of West Virginia. And yeah, Pennsylvania, these borders are kind of ugly, but oh yeah, Maryland's really making these borders ugly. Actually, yeah. Yeah, the world condemns Maryland for making these borders so ugly, and Pennsylvania declares war on the country, as most of the world refuses to trade with them since their borders are so bad. Also, for the record, unrealistic video. Completely different side note, but yeah, unrealistic video. World definitely cares about that. River border, maybe. Terrible border, yes. Pennsylvania begins to push in. Honestly, Maryland wouldn't last long. With that, DC also falls. And both of these new countries are annexed by Pennsylvania. So yeah, Pennsylvania is quickly growing into a nice northern U.S. empire of these new countries. So yeah, they control a good amount of land. Honestly, New York would not like this. A threat over here in the Northeast would not be good for them, but what can they do as Ohio just continues to expand, declaring war on New Jersey, a very densely populated country if you didn't know. Looks tiny, but very influential. New Jersey City is captured, along with all the land near New York City. They also continue to push down until all of New Jersey surrenders. With I'm assuming that would be their capital. I know it could be some other city. We can't know for sure, as I said, these aren't countries in real life. We can assume that it's going to be their state capitals, but we can't know for sure. With that though, Pennsylvania is now actually rivaling New York, and why not cement that rivalry by declaring war on the meme country themselves, Ohio? With that, they declare war and begin to push into the country, although suddenly something went down in Ohio, and it leads to Ohio begin to push into Pennsylvania. They capture all of West Virginia and begin to push into the country, as Pennsylvania fears they'll be down in Ohio, until eventually Pennsylvania troops actually begin to arrive, push back Ohio all the way back to the border. And if you didn't notice already, that was a joke, but Pennsylvania in real life would beat Ohio here, as Columbus is captured, and Ohio surrenders. So yeah, if you didn't already know, that was a joke about everything being down in Ohio. But yeah, Pennsylvania is now a huge threat to New York, right on the border. And they're actually going to decide to make a few land concessions. Not concessions, they're not giving up anything, just gaining stuff. They get some land out of Indiana and out of Michigan. Basically in a deal stating, you give me some land, I don't kill you. Honestly, these two newfound countries, I'm sure, would be smart enough to take that after seeing absolute obliteration on their border with Ohio. You see, they can't even call on the meme state power to protect them, so they would probably die. With that, they declare war on arguably their most difficult challenge yet, either this or Ohio. No jokes there. But that is on Virginia. The country isn't going to be too difficult, but yeah, this new Pennsylvania is just incredibly powerful. The country is split into two. All of the West is captured. With that, so is Richmond, and Virginia surrenders. With that, they also make a deal with Kentucky for some land. A lot of these neighboring countries are going to be smart about this and just tell like Pennsylvania, hey, here, I'll give you some land, don't invade me. And Pennsylvania is actually going to agree to that. So yeah, most of these newfound countries are seeing Pennsylvania as a growing power and want to be allies. With all of these new land concessions, though, Pennsylvania is completely out of places to go. Every country on their border is either their friend, who has given up land to them already, or New York, who's a very powerful country in this case. Would they be strong enough? Arguable. Are they going to do it? Yes, they are. So they go ahead and declare war on New York. We also have to give an empire. Coming soon. But with that, Pennsylvanian troops, there are about 400,000 Pennsylvanian troops right here who are ready to burst into New York. And despite a very, very fierce resistance, the city is captured along with all of Long Island. And look at that, a majority of New York's infrastructure and importance in the world is already gone. Pretty similar to Illinois, who has Chicago. New York has New York City. Texas and California don't have that issue. They actually have some land along the border, Dallas, Austin. But yeah, here in New York, they have the same problem. They also continue to push into some of upstate New York, capturing Buffalo, which is like the only other New York city I know. But yeah, the country surrenders. It's that simple. They just take New York City, and New York is as good as dead. With that, they're completely annexed, and Pennsylvania makes some more deals, as for some reason, the leader of this is a very good politician who's able to get good land out of their neighboring countries. Connecticut and Rhode Island both join, as, once again, with most of these newfound countries, their options are join or die, and a lot of them join for at least semi-autonomy. We actually see Maryland, who also had a very good politician appointed, being able to trade some land in return for their lives. And New Hampshire, not as good, so it's more of a Pennsylvania says they want land and you can't say no. Whereas with Maryland, it was like, hey, Pennsylvania, you want this land, I don't want to be invaded. But yeah, both of these countries give up some land in return for living. And now Pennsylvania is very powerful with only one enemy on their border. And same thing I did with Texas, California, and Ohio. They're going to be declaring war on one of the two big countries, Canada and Mexico, to cement their influence as the most powerful country in North America. Would they be here? Yeah, I'd say that is. Is it strong enough to take on Canada? I'd say yes, not by much, but yes. With that, they instantly begin to push towards Toronto and capture the city. They also push into a lot of the more populated parts of Canada. If you didn't know, this map doesn't hold all of Canada, but this is already 50% of the population. I'd say that's about 60, 70, and yeah. Canada is already quickly falling, and while Canada watches all of their infrastructure be absolutely obliterated by Pennsylvania, although they do begin to send a lot of military in there, as they've lost a lot of their important cities and have to get it back. Yeah, Canada agrees to peace terms, as Pennsylvania's strategy of quickly push in, hope they either surrender or just die quickly, works. It works even more. And it works even better than it has in the past, as Canada gives up a good amount of land to them. Not a whole lot, but what can you hope for when you literally just pushed in quickly? Canada could have most likely, and probably actually would have, pushed Pennsylvania back almost to the border, but due to, as I said, a very good leader, Pennsylvania is able to argue a peace treaty in which they gain a good amount of land. With that, Pennsylvania's empire is done. I hope you guys enjoyed. New empires coming soon. Let me know anyone you want to see, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.